Special districts operate on the leanest margins in local government. You are tasked with maintaining complex infrastructure, staying transparent, and answering to the public, usually with a handful of staff and a budget that simply does not flex. Into that reality lands the artificial intelligence pitch. Vendors arrive promising an instant lifeline for your staffing shortages, offering out-of-the-box software that supposedly solves your efficiency problems overnight. It is a tempting pitch. Board members feel pressure to show progress and embrace modern technology, which often leads a district to quickly purchase one of these shiny new tools just to get something running. But moving fast without a framework creates immediate danger. Long after the software is paid for and deployed, districts are discovering severe, hidden legal and security liabilities embedded in how these systems operate. The most critical vulnerability is data. If a district feeds sensitive, legally exempt constituent information into an unapproved public AI model, that data is suddenly out in the open. You have instantly created a public records nightmare and a liability problem. This table contrasts the reality of lean district margins with the promises of the AI pitch. Looking at these two sides, it becomes clear that standard municipal procurement processes are not designed to catch the specific data vulnerabilities these tools introduce. No efficiency gain will offset a major legal violation. Any real value AI delivers comes entirely from the strict, unglamorous guardrails you put up before the first piece of software is ever purchased. Your first move in AI integration isn't evaluating vendors or buying a tool. The required first step is drafting and passing a board-adopted acceptable use policy. This foundational policy needs to be scoped tightly to match your district's specific statutory purpose. It dictates exactly what the technology is legally allowed to touch and what it cannot. Its primary function is to draw a hard, non-negotiable line around sensitive information. State laws heavily protect exempt public data, and your policy must explicitly keep that data out of any unapproved system. This flowchart shows the implementation sequence. Board policy is a non-bypassable gateway. Non-compliant tool purchases are halted. Verified security allows passage. This rigorous upfront work delays deployment, but it's a necessary trade-off to guarantee data security and prevent legal exposure. Methodical governance is the fastest path to an implementation you can actually defend. It ensures that when your board or legal counsel asks about data security, you will already have documented answers. Once your internal rules are set, you have to address the external contracts. Standard municipal procurement templates were written decades before these modern AI models started scraping public data to train their algorithms. Relying on those old templates leads straight into the vendor trap. If your district's data is locked in a vendor's proprietary silo, you lose human oversight, and complying with state records retention schedules becomes nearly impossible. This scorecard highlights necessary contract clauses. First, require real data ownership, barring the vendor from training models on your inputs, keeping data exportable. Next, pin down data deletion when contracts end. Finally, shift liability for fabricated outputs to the provider, not your board. Moving beyond those standard municipal templates is difficult, but it firmly places the legal and technical burdens back on the provider. It ensures your district remains aligned with records laws while minimizing preventable exposure. Once the legal guardrails are up and the contracts are secured, where does AI actually return real time to your staff and justify this effort? This quadrant targets tasks with high impact and low human judgment. First, organizing public records. Second, drafting board agenda summaries. Third, tracking environmental sensor data on daily dashboards. Fourth, triaging routine constituent inquiries around the clock. Fifth, flagging budget anomalies for human review. The pattern underneath all 5 of these is the same. By automating the low-judgment administrative load, a lean district staff is finally free to focus their hours on community engagement and the complex problems only humans can solve. In local government, decisions carry the weight of law. They directly affect residents' rights, their benefits, and their livelihoods. Because of those stakes, AI cannot act autonomously. This decision tree maps the workflow for tasks affecting constituents. Software can draft initial research, but it is strictly barred from making the final call. Every AI-assisted output needs a named human who owns and verifies the final result. The AI decided is an answer a public body can never give a resident. Because of this human-in-the-loop mandate, AI is not a tool for cutting headcount. Instead, it is a way to clear the administrative load so your existing staff can focus solely on high judgment work. Unmasked, AI is not a mystical force you surrender to, but an administrative tool that requires strict governance. Every board faces a choice: buy a temporary vendor solution or build lasting institutional capability. A quick fix ends with the contract, while a governance framework compounds permanently. Skip policy work and the legal risks are too high. Methodical governance protects your statutory footing. Start with the policy framework. The software tools will still be there when you finish, and you will be ready to use them safely on your own terms.